Hello, thank you so much for being here. If you're finding value in what you're watching, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me that you are here, and I appreciate your support. Thank you. So we begin by closing our eyes. If we are somewhere, we can close our eyes. And we close our eyes for the purpose of it being a way to assist us in turning within. When we close our eyes, we're sort of shutting the shades to the outer world for a moment, and we're bringing the light to the within. We're allowing our awareness, the light of our awareness, in a sense to probe our own consciousness. And the light of our awareness is made out of consciousness, or I could say out of love. So we're bringing our love to the within. Now we may be bringing our fear to the within, right? Sometimes we look out to the world in fear. Now, I'm going to look in. What the heck am I going to find in here, right? But as we breathe, as we regulate, we let that fear soften, and we find a way. There is a way for the awareness, for the love, for the consciousness that you are to hold that fear. The fears you and I have are like frightened little children. And as much as we would want to say, get on out of here, sometimes we need to just simply be with the fear. This awareness, we start to kind of, I almost want to say, dial down. It's like we're dropping maybe deeper within our own beings. You know, to pray, I think it does require kind of a subtle awareness. And I'm using the word subtle as opposed to gross. It's a soft, subtle, strong, yes, awareness. So I'm affirming for you, for me, that we can just drop into the subtle, into the soft, into the wise, into the strong within us, into the seer, into the intuition. So I bless you, I bless me, I bless us. Whether you're with me right now live as we do this podcast at 10 a.m. on Mondays, Pacific Coast time, or you're listening at another time, and just know that this prayer energy expands and envelops and holds you wherever you are. This prayer energy is not bound by the concepts of space or time. And so we're allowing ourselves to be soothed, caressed, guided, and even, I want to say, straightened out by the love. We're allowing love to bring us into clarity, deeper clarity. I bless each and every one of you here live, each and every one listening to the podcast. I bless myself. I bless all of your loved ones, your friends, your families, my friends, my families. I accept that this prayer caress touches you and all those you touch. I allow and let it be, knowing that what is to be said is said, what is to be heard is heard, what is to be released is released, and what is to be embraced is embraced. And so it is. Amen. 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 So welcome. My name is Angela Montano. This is Prayer on the Air, We are a global prayer community. We come from all different faiths. You name it, it's here, including atheists. And we're interested in prayer as a universal source of love. Love, prayer lets us distribute love. And you are, and I am, from the perspective of the metaphysical, we're not localized. We're non-local. So it looks like I'm here in my office doing this podcast. You are at home or at work or on a walk, wherever you are, you're there, I'm here. But, and that is certainly how it physically appears. And yet, the love that you are, the love that I am, can it be encapsulated in a body? Or is your love anywhere and everywhere you place your attention? This is the power of prayer. It is a distribution system for perceptions of wholeness. And when we're in the loving, we're perceiving holy. Holy, WHOLE. I don't know how to spell it, holy. Y, holy, and holy. 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 And whenever we're perceiving through our fear, we're always in a trance of scarcity. It's where we experience reality filtered into the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the should and the shouldn't. I'm with the lucky people. I'm with the unlucky people. We're trying to get in a category that assures our survival or our wealth, our happiness. And, that seems like a normal thing to do, doesn't it? From ego, like, God, I want to win versus lose. I want to experience bliss, not sorrow. Who wouldn't, right? It's quite natural. And yet, the suffering and the stress of trying to control and, experience, I don't know about you, but I think control is truly an illusion. Control the way my ego would set it up for me, right? I'm not saying we can't set intentions and align with intentions, but control and ego are bound, and that's where we end up really suffering and really struggling. So what happens when we let go of this dualistic field? Are we just like, okay, feed me to the wolves? Is this just like the worst idea ever? Or is it possible to experience reality unfiltered? To experience, I'm going to use the word God, but I really mean that which is too vast to be named. Can we experience, the love anywhere and everywhere? Can we open, when I say to God, it is to the all in all. It is to a radiant emptiness that is empty but also full. The Course in Miracles, that first page says, nothing real threatens you. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That just feels like such a riddle, doesn't it, to most of us? Nothing real threatens me? I can name a few things. Nothing unreal exists? Well, that's confusing. What does that mean, nothing unreal exists? What that means to me, and you might have some amazing answers yourself, is that what I take to be real are my thoughts about things. What I take to be real are my interpretations of things. And when I take my thoughts and interpretations to be real, within a dualistic way of thinking, my mind divides everything up. And there's a way I want it, and there's a way I don't want it. And now I'm suffering. But when we drop into the non-dual reality, which is, by the way, where we're all already at, it's already all our true nature. When we drop into the non-dual, everything is okay, truly okay. It requires us to live in the immediacy of our moment. Now, if I'm living in past and future, right? If I'm thinking about my past and my future, it's a maze. I don't know if I can get out of there. And I'm scurrying around. I'm trying this opening. I'm trying that one. Can I get there? Can I get there? Here, there. Right? So past future is always going to require me to filter this shimmering emptiness, fullness into threat levels. Is it red? Is it orange? Okay. Oh, I'm green for a while. Oh, shoo-wee. Oh, God, it went right up to red. And I'm modulating. The nervous system is doing a lot of work. And there are things we can do from there, right? We go on a walk. We look at nature, at flowers. We can, bring ourselves into some wholeness, right? But this idea, nothing real threatens me, it means I would be willing to, if I'm going to live in God and of God, in a state of what we might refer to as communion, it means I am going to keep my attention exactly where I am. So it's like I'm holy with you right now, you're holy with me. I'm in my office, there's a little bit of crispness in the air. There's a beautiful kind of patch of shadow and light on my sofa where a blanket is resting. And it's so interesting now that I look at this blanket that's resting there. I just think the folds are so amazing. I've tried many times to throw a blanket on a couch to make it look like some picture in a magazine I've seen. And I throw it once, and I throw it twice, and I throw it 3 times, and it just never looks quite right. But suddenly, for me right now, this looks quite right, quite good. And then I might just look at the picture on the wall, the lamp, the curtains, another lamp, some pictures I got of these kind of vintage flowers from a Santa Monica swap meet, flea market type thing. And then you're seeing my my beautiful art behind me from my girlfriend, Terry Friedman. I might notice that. So if nothing real threatens me, I'm willing to bring all my attention into the immediacy of this holy instant and live in a holy encounter. Now the ego says, well, if you do that, when will the bills get paid? If you do that, when will the dishes get washed? If you do that, when will the laundry get done? If you do that, when will the issue between these family members get resolved? If you're not ruminating in anxiety about past and future, will everything go to hell in a handbasket? And that's literally, if you're willing to live prayerfully, the adventure you're on. You're going to get to find out. You're going to get to find out. Now, what I can tell you from my sublime moments of unity consciousness, and I am not there living completely in oneness. I toddle between hell and heaven, unfortunately. And I consider hell to be when I put filters on reality. When I'm interpreting reality through fear-based thinking, which I consider my fear-based thinking to be my brilliance. My ego thinks I'm just so smart to imagine all the ifs, ands, and buts about it, right? I'm still in a real interesting lesson by experiencing the contrast of that pain. I'm still amazed by, for me, how much righteousness comes up in me. I don't think of myself as like a righteous asshole or something like that. I don't think I have that persona. But when I'm in fear, I am right. I think I'm right. I don't want to be. I wish I wasn't, but I am, It's really something. But then when I let those filters go in those moments of grace, which are the true nature of my being, the true nature of your being already, we don't have to develop this. What's so interesting is we just have to drop things. We have to take things away. We don't have to add anything to us. We have to just drop these filters of past and future and should and shouldn't and what if not. I find that when I am in those states, and I don't know why I'm not convinced yet to let go of fear, or maybe fear will let go of me entirely. But stunningly, a lot of efficiency occurs. It's like when I'm not reactive to the fear-based, illusory things I'm trying to protect myself from or protect my family from, it's like there's a simple instruction. And it might say, take a nap. It might say, do the dishes. It might say, answer your emails. And it's just, there's so much harmony in it. It stunningly, for me, really works. And I hear this from people who I consider to be more surrendered, more rooted, more free in reality than me.